सर्वेश्वर सदाशिव श्री रामचंद्र. Respected Shrotagana, Sadhakagana, Sah Vidyarthigana, welcome you all. Salutations, gratitudes, and congratulations too for being able to make it for this class every day. Friends, the sublime Shastras like that of Yoga Vaashishtha Maha Ramayana, which we are studying, even the Upanishads like Mandukya with Karikas, the Robhu Gitas, the Ashtavakra Gitas, etc. In the beginning, they're too heavy, too tough, but then when we keep studying them, in the beginning, nothing of the subject matter is understood, yet a great benefit incurs to us. And that benefit is it increases our patience. Lot of patience is required in Tattva Anveshana. It increases the long time of listening capacity which is required, which slowly awakens the Nidrana Tamoguna Sthita Buddhi. Dhiyo yonaha prachodaya. You understand? These are the initial benefits, though the main subject matter may not be understood. But slowly our other capacities start growing. With these grown capacities of patience, subtlety, shraddha, ability to listen such sublime subject for long time, we will start grasping it. Now when that grasping goes on growing to the extent of thoroughly understanding, I tell you, in that knowledge gaining only half of the battle conquered, half of the problems dissolved. The gained jnanam, when implemented through sadhana, and the aim of all sadhanas, of all shastras, of all perfections, of all efforts called as Atmanabhuti gained, the life is fulfilled. So please remember that fulfillment of life through Atmanabhuti, drawing energy from it, drawing inspiration from it. We have to go through all these stages. Every one of us, nobody can escape them. If we want mukti, this is the way it is. The other small little texts of Purana Itihasa, where kathas are told, they give us some faith in Paramatma, his Saguna Rupa, his Shaktis. We can even worship him. We can see that our some of the problems are reduced, removed. We may even get boons, blessings from them for our materialistic gains. That also is not low or less. We appreciate that too. But nothing like Atmanubhuti and through that moksha. Therefore, nothing like those sadhanas which lead us to that moksha. Therefore, nothing like those shastras and the adhyanam which guide us in that aspect. These granthas fall in that category. Therefore, we are not able to grasp, we are not able to understand fully. Don't worry about it. Just be regular, the intellect gets opened up. What Sri Vasishthaji is saying, all of that start revealing to us little by little. अभी अगर कहें कि बात समझ में नहीं आ रहा, therefore I will not study or listen continuously, then this link is missed. This opportunity is missed. Then what? Anyway, the outer world of samsara is fully, verily, anytime available to us. Go back, get lost in that. That choice always is there. Some people execute that, but very few are the ones, rare, self gifted people who understand this that yes, the subject is tough. I'm not able to understand now, but in future I'll definitely understand. For that, my present investment is by being regular, serious, sincere. Right? Now, another aspect is what? That only Three things that is the essence of entire Vedanta. Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya Jivaha Brahma Eva. To make us this understand beyond any doubts, questions, that so many explanations Guru needs to give and so many explanations the Shishya needs to listen. And remember, all explanations given by the Gurus need not required by all Shishyas, may be, but may not be required now, today, tomorrow such doubt may crop up. Therefore, the Shastra Adhyanam helps us both in two things. One, already existing doubts, questions of ours, it eliminates by giving answers. And by giving to us beautiful knowledge, wisdom, it doesn't allow the unwanted, unnecessary doubts, questions to crop up in the future. So, this is curative as well as preventive, the study of Shastra. This is the second aspect. Keeping all these things in mind, invoking the Gurus like sage Vaashishtha, etc., who are expression of Guru Tattva, invoking grace of Rama, who is a Shishya here, but a Bhagwan only avatara, invoking grace of Vishwamitra the Rishi, invoking our own inner capacities, inner great qualities, which are lying dormant because we have not tapped them. Tap them, be regular, then try attentively to listen. If not today, tomorrow. If not complete, little bit, the understandings will happen. Same way, sadhana too. This day I may not be able to do. But then keep on doing, that will happen one day. For some people, it will take few months, for some few years, for some 3, 4 decades, for some less qualified, less effortful people like me or you. I don't know about you, me. It may take some 10, 12 lives. I know. So what? 10-12 life जाने दो. But then I am doing regularly. At least after 12 lives, I will be able to do all these sadhanas. That is a great benefit, no? Great achievement than for millions of lives suffering only as Jiva Samsari with ignorance and delusion. Is it not better? In this way, we have to think. In this way, we have to inspire ourselves, encourage ourselves, put ourselves on the path. Helps. Okay, friends? Now we are studying Yoga Vaashishtha Maharamayana, Tritiya Utpatthi Prakaranam. Utpatti never happened, Brahman alone always there. That topic while explaining Mother Saraswati to Leela. Now the Leela Vishranthi Upadesha is there in this Sarga 21 which we are studying. Then lastly, Leela catches what Mother Saraswati is saying. Now the topic present discussion is for the Kalpana, memory is required. For the Kalpana, memory is not necessarily required. The Ishvara's Ananta Maya Shakti is enough. It without its earlier impressions too, it can project the world. Therefore, how the world is projected because of the past impressions and experiences or without them is one subject. Uh, for that, both are yes. The other aspect is world is projected, it is not real. That is main thing. Reality is the real thing. Transcend the world, you will experience it. So that's the core point you have to keep in mind. Okay. In both cases, the world is projected only, either with the vasanas impressions earlier or without them. है Okay? Think about it. Like from Brahmadeva, he doesn't need to have the past vasanas for him to create the new world. That will be told. Him having that Maya Shakti is enough. So to what Jivas need in the future, keeping that in mind, he projects. He is the Trikalajnana. That's what is the core subject which will be discussed in today's 10-12 shlokas. We'll be studying from the mantra number 10th onwards today. Let us see how many we can study in this 21st Sarga of Third Utpatthi Prakaranam. Shall we spend 4 minutes in our Parayanam to invoke the Kripa of Vaashishthaadi Guru Parampara and Lord Rama? Om 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 Sahana Vavatu Sahanao Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Om Yairime Gurubhi Purvam Om Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyaum Rama Nama Varanane Om Brahmanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dandvataitam Gagana Sadrusham Tattvamasyadiraksham Ekanityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tannamami परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्म भक्ति योग धर्म विद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः श्रीरामचंद्र परब्रह्मणे नमः श्री वशिष्ठादि ऋषिभ्यो नमः संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषद योग वासिष्ठ महारामायणोक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्ष कैवल्य प्राप्त्यर्थं श्रुति स्मृति पुराण इतिहास संतवाङ्मयोक्त साध्य साधनानुभव सिद्ध्यर्थम तत्रोक्त ऋषिमुनि गुरुदेवता दर्शनानुग्रहानुभव प्राप्त्यर्थम सनातन धर्मस्य वैदिक हैंदव संस्कृतेः सांप्रदायानां शास्त्राणां मोक्षमार्गाणां गुरु शिष्य भक्त भगवत परंपरादीनां पुनरुत्थान जागरण विश्वव्याप्ति विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगति एकता शांति पुरोभिवृद्ध्यर्थम अस्मिन् सनातन धर्म संस्थापने कंकणबद्ध अस्माकं सर्वेषां निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थं श्रीराम मंदिरवत् शिवकृष्णादि मंदिरादीनां पुनर्वाप्ति तेषु निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययन अध्यापन उपासना यज्ञयाग साधना सेवा तपस्या प्रार्थनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातन धर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यंतर शत्रुविघ्न शाश्वत समूल निर्मूलन पूर्वक भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणात् आरभ्य वैदिकैन्दव संस्कृतेः धर्ममोक्ष पुरुषार्थानां सुसंप्रतिष्ठावाप्त्यर्थम् अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां संकल्पित सत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयार्थं तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रति भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थम् अनेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये श्री वाल्मीकि महर्षि विरचित श्री रामचंद्र वशिष्ठ संवाद रूप श्री योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण स्मृति प्रकरण मोक्ष शास्त्रस्य पारायणम् अध्ययनं साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे ॐ मंगलाचरण श्लोकाः यतः सर्वाणि भूतानि प्रतिभान्ति स्थितानि च यत्रैवोपशमं यान्ते तस्मै सत्यात्मने नमः ज्ञाता ज्ञानं तथा ज्ञेयं द्रष्टा दर्शनदृश्यभूः कर्ता हेतुः क्रिया यस्मात् तस्मै ज्ञप्त्यात्मने नमः स्फुरन्ति सीकरा यस्मात् आनन्दस्याम्बरेवनौ सर्वेषां जीवनं तस्मै ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः दिवि भूमौ तथाकाशे बहिरन्तश्च मे विभुः यो विभात्यवभासात्मा तस्मै सर्वात्मने नमः ॐ सत्यं ज्ञानमनन्तमेकमजरं नित्यं विभुं शाश्वतं प्रत्यग्ब्रह्मरसायनं सुखगनं पूर्णं परं पावनं स्वात्मज्योतिरनादिमध्यनिधनं मायाविलासैर्मुहुः विश्वाकारमपास्तमायमभयं वन्दे विशुद्धं पदं ज्ञानादेवात्मो मोक्षो न तु कर्मसमाधिभिः अज्ञातोऽसौ स्वसदृश्यं सृजत्येवेति कीर्त्यते ॐ तस्मै श्रीगुरवे वसिष्ठमुनये नित्यं नमस्कुर्महे विश्वामित्रमुनिं शरण्यमनघं भूयो नमस्याम्यहम् तस्मै वाल्मीकये श्रीगुरुतमगुरवे भूरिभावैर्नताः स्मः पूर्णानन्दस्वभावः स्वजनहितकृते माययोपात्तकायः कारुण्यादुद्दिदीर्षुरजनमनवरतं मोहपङ्के निमग्नम् आविश्यान्तर्वसिष्ठं बहिरपि कलयन् शिष्यभावं वितेने यः संवादेन शास्त्रामृत जलधिम् अमुं रामचन्द्रं प्रपद्ये. ओम श्री रामचंद्र परब्रह्मणे नमः. श्री वशिष्ठादि ऋषिभ्यो नमः. श्री योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण शास्त्रम तृतीय उत्पत्ति प्रकरणम लीलोपाख्याने लीला विश्रांति उपदेशो नाम एकविंशतितम सर्गः. लीला विश्रांति उपदेश वर्णनम. Yes, where have we come? Ninth mantra onwards. Just to browse through. Drishyam tribhuvanadi idam anubhutam smrutau sthitam keshanchit tanvi keshanchit na anubhutam smrutau sthitam. Smriti is the inner capacity of the mind. Beyond that, the vasanas. So, the Drishya Jagat, which is later on going to be seen or projected, for some people, it is Anubhutam Smritav Sthitam. It is having experienced, stays in the Smriti, Keshanchit He Tanvi, na Anubhutam. They have not experienced, but the capacity of the mind, which is the product of Maya, the infinite capacity of the Maya, that without the Anubhutam also, the capacities, abilities can be there inside for the projection. Therefore, Pratibhasata eva idam keshanchit smaranam vina. Therefore, without earlier smriti also, this jagat can be projected. Pratibhasata eva idam keshanchit smaranam vina. Yesterday we gave 100 examples. If a new design for the house is made, not necessary that that contractor or design making engineer or architect has seen that one earlier. His mind has capacity to imagine, estimate, project that type of possibility in the house because the owner gave some ideas कि इस तरह मुझे होना चाहिए, isn't it? So too newer and newer sports will come up in future, isn't it? No need that there should be a smriti of it in the past. You just see, right, latest discovered sports, invented sports ऐसे करके लिखो, चित्र विचित्र इतने सारे खेल कूद दिखते. Very interesting, very inspiring. They were not necessary earlier. You understood the examples? So Smriti is not necessary the required hetu. Smriti is a hetu, but without Smriti also of the earlier, Bina Smaranam also, Idam Jagat Pratibhasate, this Jagat can be projected. Okay. No, the most beautiful is Chidanunam Prajeshatvam. The Prajesha, the Brahmadeva, who is going to project the entire world, is nothing but the Chidanus only have expressed as that without any earlier necessity of Smriti. The Chit Paramatma has his infinite Maya Shakti to project Prajesha. When it is projection, when it is Maya's infinite Shakti, it can happen. So what? Next, the sadhana aspect. Our goal is not to worry about the creator, created, etc. Projector, projected, etc. Our concern and worry is to realize the one who is beyond both projection and projected. Projector. That's why he says, Atyanta Vismrutam Vishwam Moksha Ityavidhiyate. Now, this can be contemplated, pondered over for a long time with the help of many other texts which we have studied. But enough if the summary is conveyed. Because the Jagat is projected, because our reality given to the Jagat pulls us into the Jagat, because of which we are denied of realizing the reality, it becomes a necessary goal, not only indicated by Shruti Mata and the Guru, but to be accepted, understood by an intelligent sadhak. What is it? Ki atyanta vismrutam vishvam. Only when the Vishwa is totally vismruta, totally forgotten, totally gone beyond, totally eliminated from the perception. In whatever the way you understand, but the Vishwata should not be there in my Smriti or Chitta. Then what will happen? Moksha ityavidiyate. The Vishwa Vismriti, when it happens, Atma Smriti, Atma Anubhuti happens. That's called as moksha. This Atyanta Vishwa Vismriti in each of the places of Upanishads it is mentioned in different ways. In some place, it is called Chittavrutti Nirodha. In another place, it is called as Unmani Avastha. In another place, it is called as Laya Avastha. And in another place, it is called as Sakshi Drugeva Natu Drishyate. Kevala Druk Swarupata. In other place, the flickering of the mind stopped, thereby the mind also transcended, called as Nirvana Sthiti. In different places, beautifully, Mukta Sthiti is mentioned differently. Vaashishthaji says here as Atyanta Vismrutam Vishwa. So, therefore, what is the trick here? Vaashishthaji played to help all of us. Trick means intelligence. Is what? The Vishwa is nothing but your own Smriti. It is never really there. From that Chitta, if the Smriti of the Vishwa goes away, the Chitta itself reveals to us the Chit Swarupa Atman. This is a peculiar, beautiful way of Vasishtaji saying that the whole Vishwa, whether it is Jagrata ho, ya Swapna ka ho, ya Kalpana Kal ka ho, ya Bhranti Kal mein ho, all of that is Chitta Smriti only. उसको विस्मरण करो, you see the reality. It's like stop seeing the waves. Where you are seeing the waves, you see the water only. Stop seeing the wave. You will see the water where you are seeing wave, the substratum. Same way, the waves are our own chitta smritis, which are hiding the self. Do the vismriti of the chitta, then what you see is the waveless pure water. Wave and water example you take, or gold ornaments, whichever example. Understand the main point. So, atyanta vismrutam chittam moksha ityavidiyate. So, keep that mind. Therefore, new smritis, new kalpanas, I should not have. Already made, habituated, those things slowly I should reduce from my mind. Whatever is required for my vyavahara, only that much at that time should do spurana, should come into my spurana. After that, just to drop it. In fact, even in the worldly Vyavahara too, the wisest people live like this. Our Prime Minister talks this only. How are you able to do so many works, travel to so many places, give so many lectures on so many topics? Only one answer. He says, I live in the present. खाना खाने के टाइम ओनली खाना बाकी सब भूल गए therefore 100% the खाना done किसे बात करनी है only that 100% other things are not there and that's over that is dropped in the new one. Puja Gurudev also, you can see in his life, every week, every 5 days is in different place. Different Shastra for talk, different people to interact, different center, different problems there, different guidance required to them. Just ask him how, we only one thing. When I leave this center, totally I forget about it. And I am into the new place with my fresh mind. In Vyavahara too, the Vismriti of what's not required helps and is smriti, in the Smriti of what's required. Do that one, and once it is done, it's not required. Vismrita, leave it. खाना बना दिया भूल जाओ अब अभी खाएंगे लोग फिर दोबारा बनाने का बना दो भूल जाओ जो करना है उस काम में उस समय रहो drop it later on. In this way, make a habit of not creating vasanas. Thereafter, understand this even Jagat of Vyavahara also is Bandhana only. I have to just slowly reduce that. That's called Sarvadhaman Parityaja or Ananya Sintintamam. Then I will realize self. So, Atyanta Vismrutam Vishwam Moksha Ityavidiyate. Then, Ipsita Anipsite Tatra Nastaha Kachana Kasyachit. This is the sadhana to achieve the above one. That when you have something to desire or something to reject, then the world becomes real. Then you do the smriti of it. You have this. Therefore, I have nothing to gain in this world, I have nothing to lose in this world. Then the smriti of the Jagat will not happen in us. The famous example of you go with your friend for some shopping. So you don't want that thing your friend wants. So through that shop you have gone. You are not interested at all in any one of them, neither to gain anything nor to lose. For you, हाँ वो पूछता है तो कह दे तुमको ये सूट करेगा वगैरह, बट यू आर नॉट वरी. But to your shopping, when you go, there is something for you to buy, then your impressions are strong. Example. Therefore, I have to gain something, I have to lose something. Both concepts make the world real because you can gain something only when it is real. So too, we can keep away something only when it is real. So, Ipsita, Anipsita, both of them when we don't have, then the world loses value in our heart. Then Vismruti of the world happens, then the Smruti of Paramatma can happen. Now, such sentences, main point Vashishthaji says and goes ahead as we explained yesterday for 10 minutes. It is we with our patience and intelligence and need have to think beyond what is said, along with what is said, for understanding more and more things. Here, about the Tattva, it is said. In general, also, we should understand. Ipsita, Anipsita creates the samsara in us. Therefore, live in this world for swadharma outside and inside for sadhana. Don't call something is required, not required, desired, undesired. Then nothing troubles your mind. So first stop suffering in the mind. Like you feel my children, my grandchildren should be there with me. Then they are not coming, then you become miserable. Misery is not because they are not coming. If you are miserable because of somebody is not coming, you have to become miserable for 8 crores, 800 crores of time because 800 people are not coming to you. 800 crores. No, 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 no. I am suffering because of not coming of my children. It's not because they are not coming. It is our own ipsa, desire. Isn't it? So too anipsa. In a party, somebody don't like. Why this person came? I'm uncomfortable in that presence. If that person goes away, I'll be happy. You know, a person going away is not a cause, but you have the anipsa somewhere. Like that, any example. Good thought, no? Today, ipsa anipsa gives reality to the world. That reality given to the world gives the smriti of the world in our mind. Then we become mentally worldly and worldly mental. Then we are away from reality. Next, atyanta bhava sampattim vinahanta jagat sthitehe anutpadamayi esha no detyeva vimuktata is a very sublime essence of 10 12 slokas put together in the Mandukya Upanishad. Very sukshma it is. Just try. I try to tell you, try to understand. He says, first of all, Paramatma Vastu is always there. Second is, we are that already. Third, that Paramatma Vastu is always in Mukta Sthiti. Fourth, therefore, already I am Mukta. Therefore, the Mukti is not Utpanna Vastu. Anutpadamayi Hesha Vimuktata. It is never Udeti. It will not be clicking to you, revealing to you. When Atyanta Abhava Sampattim Vina Ahanta Jagastite. When the Jagat seen, the seer of the Jagat Aham. If these two are not becoming Atyanta Abhava, then that self, which is Anutpadamayi, because ever there, cannot be revealed. Means what? Anutpadamayi Muktata is equal to I am as Brahman always Mukta. But why that experience is not coming to me? Because now I am an Ahanta having the relation with the Jagat Mamata. Therefore, what are the two things to be done? Ahanta ka bhi or Jagat ka bhi Atyanta Abhava. That Jagat is called Mamata. Therefore, as long as the Mama and Aham are there, so long real Aham, the Mukta Atma, which we are already, will not surface for our experience. And this Aham Mama are complementary to each other while we are engaged then in them in creating samsara. So both of them are equally complementary if we want to get mukti also. At the time of bondage, the complementation is the more stronger the aham, the more will be the mamata to that aham. So too, the more the mamata is there, the ego will be strong. Complementing of each other when we are samsari. Sadhana kala also complementation is what? The more we reduce mama, the ego also gets reduced. So too, the more we reduce the aham, the mama also gets reduced. When one of them becomes zero, other also becomes zero, then the self, which is eternally there, which is my own essential nature, anutpadamayi, it will be revealed. Now ponder over these sublime thoughts. Try to catch the crux of it, essence of it. That's what all about the Vedanta. And that's what all the about sadhana, etc. Isn't it? In this, we are not losing anything. Even if at all, we are losing only losable things. Ego, anyway, we are again and again getting hurt with. The mamata, anyway, is taken away by someone. Again, we have to have some more mama. And does the mamata stays with us except in Bengal to trouble the country? Nowhere it stays. Isn't it? For the sake of vote bank, allowing all foreigners to come and settle and then troubling such a divine place. The word Bengal, when it is heard, the Rabindranath Tagore's, the Bankim Chandra Chatterjee's, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Sharada Devi, विवेकानंद भगवान, ये सब याद आके इतना आनंद आता था एक समय बंगाल का नाम सुनते ही. अब डर लगता है सुनते. Anyway, Mamata does like that only. Creates havoc in our mind, creates havoc to people around. See that how nicely our Vasishtha Bhagavan is giving us sublime hints. I have Ahanta and I have Jagat Smriti, means Mamata with Jagat. The real I is not remembered. Isn't it? Not only that, any creative thing also we cannot do independently when our ego and attachments to anything are in the mind. So too, a sound sleep also you cannot have when there is a hanta mamata strong. Not only that, a good dish also we cannot enjoy when the ego is overpowering and the mamata is overpowering. है ना, मेरा ये स्वीट बॉक्स है दूसरों को नहीं दूंगा. Even like a child at the age of 70, when you have a thought, you cannot enjoy it because you are afraid कि कोई लेगा या किसी को देना पड़ेगा. Small little examples. एग्जाम्पल छोटा हो बड़ा हो, पॉइंट हमें समझना है. ओके, गो टू द नेक्स्ट वन. रज्ज्वाम सर्प भ्रम सर्प शब्दार्था संभवम स्थितम अनुत्पादमयम त्यक्त्वा शांतोपि हि न शाम्यति. Isn't it? When the rope is seen as the serpent by us, the serpent is seen, serpent is named. See, and that serpent is removed, let us say. If the removal of serpent, its artha and bhava, will not solve the problem. What solves is serpent and such things are never ever there, and what is there always is the rope alone. So, Shuddha Sadvastus Astitva Jnanam Vina. Without the knowledge of the pure existing Paramatma, mere removal of the delusion won't help because that delusion goes only, allowing the another delusion to come. Isn't it? Think about this subtle thought again. That's what we do now. We leave one friend and go to other. We leave one relation, go to other. It's only तवे से जाके तंदूर में गिर रहे अपन. इतना ही तो हो रहा है ना. तवे से तंदूर में गिरना. పెనం మిండి పొయ్యి మీద పడుట in one language. We are only changing the problem. Isn't it? This is a very another thought. See, within 3-4 shlokas, 3-4 very sublime thoughts of Tattva Vedanta Jnana are given to us by Vasishtha ji. इस तरह इन 32,000 श्लोक में imagine करो how many gems of wisdom are given. So to Vyasa Bhagavan, he gave 1 lakh shloka of Mahabharata. He has given 40 lakh shloka of all the Puranas, 108. See the knowledge of these great Rishi Munis. मैं तो कहता हूँ all universities should be named after all the Rishi Munis. And the all awards, rewards, national, prestigious, सारे ऐसे ऋषि मुनि भक्त योगी साधक सिद्ध पुरुष उनके नाम पे देना है. नॉट फॉर दोज पीपल हु बाहर से देखने में कुछ किया लेकिन अंदर से कोई साधक है ही नहीं, और इन मेनी अदर वेज दे आर नॉन पॉजिटिव. है ना? हैप्पी टू सी दैट अर्जुन अवार्ड, द्रोणाचार्य अवार्ड. मैं तो कहता हूँ सारे क्रिकेट टूर्नामेंट्स भी ऐसे संतों के महात्माओं का जो अचीवर्स है उनके नाम पे लगा. Isn't it? Not anybody individuals. You know, sometimes, okay, in that particular profession, somebody is honest leader, true leader. And that also you should keep changing. If new people come, you should change. No, a great cricket stadium is there. You mention it on somebody's name. अब उससे बढ़िया बंदे जब आ गए हैं उनके नाम दे दो, निकाल दो. When you know, we have to know that wisdom also. Only the Paramatma permanent. भगवान का नाम दे उसको बदलो मत, because he is eternal. Any other we have to have maturity. Anyway, point यहाँ क्या है? This is how not only the removal of one delusion, no, it is the realization of the reality which is the permanent solution. Means removing one ornamentation is not sufficient because it goes, another ornamentation will come. Realization of the substratum gold in which all ornaments will be found to be mithya, even if they appear, even if they are used as alankarana. That's called moksha. यहाँ वही कहते रज्वाम सर्प भ्रम सर्प शब्द सर्प अर्थ असंभवम स्थितम अनुत्पादमयम त्यक्त्वा शांतोपि ही न शाम्यते. Anutpadamaya means never such thing other than the rope ever existed there. Without this knowledge, only one sarpa bhranti, if you remove, another bhranti will come. Therefore, Vedanta's goal is never only to prove that Jagat Mithya. No, its real goal is to establish the Brahma Satyam, and that Brahman is me. I have to realize it. Now I have started listening it. It's very vague in the beginning, but keep on listening. The vagueness goes, clarity grows. Continuous listen for some 2, 3, 4 lives. So much of clarity, conviction comes that you want to seek that and that alone. With that desire, go to Guru and get the guidance for sadhana. Do that sadhana for 4, 5 lives. That anubhuti also comes. These I am telling minimum time. है ना? आपको जल्दी होता होगा, मेरे को तो मिनिमम है, उससे ज्यादा ही लगता होगा. नो चिंता. Now, next one. That is why Artha Shanto Na Shantosau Sametyarthataya Punaha Udetyeka Pishachante Pishacha Unyo Hi Adhimataha. Adhimataha, the one उनके बाद धी नहीं है. धी means knowledge, knowledge about the reality. For the one who doesn't have the knowledge of reality, for him, Eka Pishachante, from one stone, one Pishacha goes away, Pishacha Anyaha Udeti, another Pishacha he will see. That's why Artha Shanta na Shanta. Artha means the object and its name. Removal of object and remove its name is not required, remain sufficient. That object and name projected on which reality? That reality has to be realized. Artha Shanta na Shanto sau sameti arthataya punaha. See, Artha Shanta na Shanta asau. Why? Sameti arthataya punaha. Again it takes another object name, palm. Example is one pishacha gone, another is imagined. What is required? The unchangeable reality should be realized. Then no need, no chance of any new danger coming, new projection coming. See that another point. Last 5, 6 slokas, as we said yesterday, very important thoughts being discussed. You are tasting it. Now these I am telling you, you are listening, both are forgetting. We have to remember them. We have to meditate on them. We have to contemplate on them. We have to take that knowledge to the core of our heart. हृदयंगम करना है इस ज्ञान को. फिर वहां से the jagat real, it is a giver of sukha. Therefore I should seek the jagat in that these are the objects which give me the bhoga. I should get them by hook or crook. These are the people whom I love. Therefore, I should make them also love me. This whole thing is samsara. That nonsense will go on. I am the self, which is one without second. That is a reality. Other than that, these upadhis themselves are projection. Then why I am running behind other projected upadhis? इतना बेवकूफ हूं मैं वो पता चलेगा तब then you will laugh only not at others with our own selves. My own Dehendra Pranamanabhuti are upadhis blocking my own Atma Anubhuti. So I have to reject and discard them only. That being the goal, that being the thing to be done, how can I attach to another upadhis of another stupid jiva? Why stupid jiva? Because being a jiva itself is stupidity. It is applicable to ourselves also. I am a stupid if I am a jiva. Clear? So here it is not artha abhava that's required. Paramartha darshanam that's required. Artha bhava is the projected thing with its name is rejected. No, it will come. Another one will come. Isn't it? From the root that disease has to go. That's called as the real medication. आयुर्वेद का ऐसा ही मत नॉट दैट एक डिसीज गया दूसरा गया तीसरा एनीवे नेक्स्ट वन देखो संसारश्चायम भोगी परमे वेति निश्चयः कारणाभावतो भाति यदि हा भातमेव तत् सी संसारश्चायम the entire world in front of us and our involvements with the upadhi. All of them, abhogi means right from beginning till the end, param eva. It is nothing but supreme reality only because of ignorance, because of delusion, is seen projected like that. Iti nishchaya. This is what is the final nishya. Self alone seen as the world. The ultimate reality alone seen as the world. Karana bhavatah. This knowledge is called vidya. The absence of vidya is called avidya. Avidya is called the karana. So अविद्या नामक कारण का अभाव होने के कारण मीन्स अविद्या निकल गया है अविद्या इज गॉन अवे अविद्या नेम्ड कारण का अभावतः भाति is seen what yad iha that real self abhatameva tatu that alone is there even now even when we are in delusion like at the time of delusion when I am seeing the snake at that time also it is rope. But I have to remove the ignorance born delusion with the wisdom. Then the existing rope is apprehended. Then we realize never was a snake. We realize never is a Jagat real. Brahman alone is seen as Jagat. Never the ornament is real. Gold is seen as ornament. This is the beauty. In this way, we have seen Pandra Mantra. Now Leela has a question. Leelo Vacha. What is our prashna? Brahmana Brahmani Rupe Sarge Karana Samsrutihi Katam Abhyuthita Sasya Smaraniyamidam Vina. So Brahmana Brahmani Rupe Sarge. When in that creation of Brahmana Brahmani, at the time of their being alive. Karana Samsrutihi Katam Abhyuthita Sa Asya Smaranayam Idam Vina. See, they have projected this world. Now I am that Brahmani, the queen now, and the Brahmana is my husband who died. But when they projected this, either in front of their eyes, this world must be there which they have experienced, or earlier they must have a smriti for it to express. But they were in that jungle, in between all the pahad. There's no chance for them to see all these things. Therefore, Smriti need not be there with them, may not be there with them. So without Smriti, how can they did the Sankalpa? This is the question. स्मृति है तो संकल्प बनता है ना तो स्मृति योग करने के लिए पहले का अनुभव होना चाहिए तो पहले का अनुभव का गुंजाइश नहीं है बिकॉज दे आर देयर इन दैट पहाड़ों के बीच में वो साल छोटे से गांव में इन दैट हाउस स्मॉल कुटीर दे आर देयर. So no chance of such anubhava for making a smriti. No smriti, therefore, no chance of kalpana. How did they do kalpana and now they have in the future life became me and my husband? That's the question. Brahmanaha Brahmani Rupe Sarge Karana Samsrutihi Katam Abhyutita. In Sarge means the future creation. Kile Samsmruti is the Karana. That Karana Samsmruti Katam Abhyutita. Where from that Samsmruti came to them? Smarniyam idam vina. Because these things were not there for them to experience and have smriti. From where the kalpana is done. So for the kalpana projection, the smriti required. For the smriti, earlier anubhava required. So they had no anubhava. Where from the smriti? When there is no smriti, how did they did kalpana? And with kalpana only, they are born as king and queen, you told. This is the question. Good question. Devi Uvacha. This is what to this question, as we touched in the beginning, the answer. That Bina Smriti ka bhi, the power of the mind of you and me, and power of the mind of the Ishvara can project the things which are not there. But the point is what? With the Smriti it's projected, or with Maya Shakti's possibilities is projected. The thing is, it is projected, it is not real. Real is the substratum, which we realize when we reject these projections, go beyond these projections. And all projections happen in the chitta, go beyond chitta. That's why in all Shastras, unanimously, they tell us to quieten the chitta. Whether you achieve it through Bhakti Yoga or Karma Yoga or Ashtanga Yoga, Jnana Yoga, chitta purtiga upashamote hi, what you see is the reality. Because in reality, if chitta is the first projection, chitta's projection is the entire drashta drashya. And chitta's projection only is drashta with Dehendra Pranamana Buddhi. And chitta ka projection ही है the entire outer world of Shabda Sparsha Prasagandha Stula Sukshma with millions of varieties. चित्त का ही projection. याद रखो, the chitta projection when it is said, it can be my chitta, it can be your chitta, it can be third person's chitta, it is total chitta. But chitta ka projection. Like sometimes you project and tell me, I receive it. Sometimes I project and tell you, you see it. What are all cinemas? The projection of the directors, producers only, na? But we are receiving. And whatever the kahani you tell, if I by mistake ask you, how is your family, how your friends, relatives, your whole chitta projection you tell me. और मुझे सुनना पड़ेगा और आप मुझे पूछोगे तो फिर मैं अपने कहानी सुनाता हूँ टू मेक यू मिजरेबल. These are all my chitta projection induced into you, and you feel clearly, अरे बाबा जी बेचारे बाबा जी इतने दुखी है क्या, जो करके आप feel करते हो. Whereas this Babaji itself is mithya, the reality is Brahman. And that Brahman, the projected Babaji has all these problems which are projected, and which I tell you, and you unfortunate fellow, you have already have problems, and you listen this also. That's why an intelligent person never tells his problems to others, never listens to other problems. They aim at the root cause of problem. That is the vidya of the Atman. Have the vidya, the whole thing will go up. Without knowing Atma Anubhuti, Atma Jnana, the Anatma projection, and in that all problems, which are also projection, will never end. This, if it clicks, we are becoming true Vedantins. Okay, Brahmana Brahmani Rupe Sarge Karana Samsruti Katham Abhyudita Sasya Smaraniyam Idam Vina. Without the Smaraniya, this Jagat, without its an Anubhuti, where from they got Smriti, and without Smriti, how come they did Kalpana? And because of the Kalpana now, they became king and queen. How? Uttara by Devi. Sri Devi Vacha, Mother Saraswati is answering. कि पितामह स्मृतिस्तत्र कारणं तस्य पूर्वं न संभवत्येव मुक्तत्वात् पद्मजन्मनः. A very powerful new knowledge to many manas. All the things we discuss are forgotten knowledges because every day we listen that only. But this one is new. For this beautiful question of Leela, Mother gives the sublime answer. Listen carefully, try to catch. कि for all of us, the Moola creator, the Pitamaha is there, no? Ishvara or Brahmadeva. He has got his own Maya Shakti in his control. So, in that Maya Shakti, or in the Shakti of that Paramatma, he being Sarvagnya, he being Trikalagnya, past, present, and future, he knows. Therefore, from his Chitta or Smriti, which doesn't need its past, this projected and given to this Raja Rani or the Brahmana Brahmani, then they succumbed to it, then they did the projection. दे कुड हैव थिंक दे कैन थिंक ये अनुभव मेरा है पहले का, तो इससे मेरा स्मृति हो रहा है, इससे संकल्प हो रहा है, मुझे इसका साक्षी बनने दो, लेट इट नॉट बी अफेक्ट मी. और दिस वाज नेवर माय अनुभूति, बट व्हाई दिस स्मृति कमिंग इनटू चित्तो, हो that Brahmadeva creator to test me, he is sending smriti to me, but I will not do the kalpana according to the smriti for me to obtain this or that. I just remain sakshi for it. If he remains as Sakshi, even Brahmadeva's Sankalpa also won't allow us, won't make us do our Sankalpas for samsara without our Smriti. हमारे स्मृतियां हैं तो एनी वे वो संकल्प के चांस बन जाते हैं, उससे भी हमें बचना है बाय रिमेनिंग साक्षी. इवन इफ इट्स नॉट माय स्मृति, ब्रह्मदेवा मीन समष्टि कैन सेंड दैट स्मृति टू मी. I should know, oh, ऐसा मिस्टेक का होगा. Still, I should not allow it to project the sankalpa in me. Otherwise, whatever I do the sankalpa, that gets manifest and I'll be lost in it. Because संकल्प is very powerful. वो manifest होकर हमें फंसाकर हमें दुख देकर ही जाता है. Therefore, one thought is what? पितामह स्मृति तत्र कारणम. Brahma being सर्वज्ञ सर्ववेदा, he can send his thought to us. Isn't it like I am giving all these satsangas? It is Ishvara Leela only. Some jivas, whoever are fit for this, through them, let this happen. He might have thought. कोई वशिष्ठ जी ने कहा होगा कि एक कलयुग में कुछ लोगों के मुख के द्वारा मेरे द्वारा दिया गया योग वास रामायण का प्रवचन हो. So then at that I might have caught it. It's not my original. Then it's happening now. Think. Possibility है कि नहीं? Now you ask question, if it is from Brahmadeva's Smriti, so Brahmadeva must have had his past experience. From that only the Smriti comes. No. For him, he need not have the past Smriti, past experience to have present Smriti, and he definitely does not have. Both beautiful thought now. That I'll explain now. Listen. Tasya na Smriti hi. Even that Brahmadev का उनका वो माया शक्ति का एबिलिटी है वो, not that he has got the smriti like us of the past. Like you and I, एक जीव created out of compulsion. We have vasanas, therefore we are forced to be born. Brahmadeva is not born because of his vasanas. How? Why? Because the earlier Brahma, whoever was there, he, once his period is over, necessarily he will realize his self. At the time of realization, everything of him, whatever the thing, it also gets dissolved. Therefore, that Brahma is zero. At the end of that Brahma, the new Brahma is projected by the Paramatma. Then it's a Kakataliyata कि from the earlier Brahma the next Brahma came. ऐसा लगता है, लेकिन वो नहीं होता. That Brahma is gone, moksha. This is from that Chidanu, बताया ना, from that Chit Paramatma. For the next creation, the new Brahma Jiva is projected. That's what he says. Purvam na sambhavatyeva. Earlier Smriti will not be there to this Brahma because Muktatvat Padma Janmanaha. The Padma Janma, the Brahmadeva, earlier one, he is Mukta. When he is Mukta, all his Smritis, all his things, because of it is his, he got Mukta, they get dissolved. लेकिन एक बंदा मर गया तो उसके मर्डर केस दूसरे ऊपर थोड़ी डालते हो. यार वो मर गया, एल्डर ब्रदर डाइड, ऑन हिम मर्डर 2-3 मर्डर केसेस. अब छोटे भाई को अंदर करते हैं क्या? ले फिर तेरे, इम्पॉसिबल इट इज. दैट इज व्हाई ऑल टेररिस्ट फैमिलीज आर सर्वाइविंग. अगर ऐसी बात होती, एक टेररिस्ट को पकड़ा, वो मर गया मानो, वो उसके उसने 20 लोगों को मारा मानो, वो 20 उनके फैमिली मेंबर को एक एक को पकड़ के फांसी डाल दो. Isn't it? हो सकता है ना? अगर ये है तो नहीं होगा. Though we give a negative example, the positive thing is Muktatvat Padma Janmana. Earlier Brahma got liberated at the time of that pralaya. That Srishti is pralaya. हो गया? Pitamaha Smriti Tatra Karanam. So from their standpoint, it is a Smriti of Pitamaha. But for Pitamaha Brahma, there is no his earlier Smriti because he is the fresh one. The earlier one got moksha earlier already. Puram na sambhavatyeva muktatvat padma janmaha. So, Puram na sambhavatyeva smaraniyamiti swayam. Padmajaditvam ayati chaitanyasya tata sthite. So, Purvam na sambhavatyeva means for the Brahmadeva, Pura Smritis are never there. स्मरणीयमिति स्मयम देयरफॉर ही हैज गॉट नो स्मृति. स्मृति नहीं है लेकिन उनके अंदर वो माया शक्ति है, उसको उपयोग करके ही कैन डू द संकल्प. सो द प्रोजेक्शन बिफोर प्रोजेक्शन संकल्प, संकल्प बिफोर संकल्प स्मृति, स्मृति बिफोर द स्मृति either वासना सर अनुभूति. So the Brahmadeva has no vasana, no prior anubhuti. Therefore there is no smriti. Therefore, his smriti janya nahi hai, unka kalpana of the creation. Then what? The Brahmadeva has the antakarana, which is Maya Shakti. In that there is a capacity to do the kalpana without the need of smriti. For us, from the smriti only all kalpanas come. Without smriti also kalpana can come. This is the meaning. पूर्वं न संभवति एव स्मरणीयमिति स्वयं पद्मजादित्वम आयाति चैतन्यस्य तथा स्थिते. देखो, फ्रॉम द प्योर परब्रह्मन दैट पद्मजादि द ब्रह्मदेव कल्पना comes and Brahmadeva has his shakti to do the jagat kalpana, not necessarily from his purva smriti or purva anubhuti. That is why abhuvam ahamiti asya prajanatah prajapatehe kakatilyavad काकतालीयवत् कश्चित् भवति प्रतिभामयः. From this shloka, if I can explain to you, that means I am understanding Yoga Vasishtha. If you can understand it, that means you are tuned to what I am saying. Simple meaning is what? When the new Srushti has to come from Paramatma, the Narayana, the new Brahmadeva, just like that, by his Shakti, gets Kalpita. That's it. And he does the Kalpana of the entire Srushti. Okay. Now the underlining point, which if it's not highlighted, we may miss it, is what? The underlining point is the Jagat is Kalpana of all the Jivas. The Jivas are the Kalpana of the Brahmadeva. The Brahmadeva is the Kalpana of the Narayana. Narayana is Parabrahma with his Maya Shakti. Maya Shakti is never separate, independent from Parabrahma. Parabrahma is without Maya, one without second. See that? These are the things you have to understand. See here, Abhuvam Aham iti. Abhuvam Aham iti means now I am here, present. Iti Anyaha Prajanataha. The earlier one got moksha, the new one, Anyaha Prajanataha, Prajapatehe. द न्यू प्रजानाता न्यू प्रजापति मैं हूं करके काकतालीयवत लाइक काकतालीय एग्जाम्पल कश्चित भवति प्रतिभामयः फ्रॉम दैट इन्फिनिट चैतन्य तत्व कश्चित प्रतिभामयः one individuality with its infinite shakti to project the further world, it just appears. Kakataliyata is what? The earlier Brahmadeva and earlier Sushti dissolved. This new one suddenly, like when the crow lands, the नारियल और ताड़ फ्रूट नीचे गिरता है, उस तरह से the new one comes. That's all. He is not the product of the earlier one, nor he has anything earlier past. He is fresh. That Brahma. Then he will project the Srishti. And one cause for his projection of Srishti is his Ananta Shakti. Second cause is the Jivas who in the earlier Srishti Kala did not get moksha. For them the facilities to be given. Any, I don't know which example to say. Somebody slowly from class 3 to class 2 to class 1 to, he'll become higher officer. He has got all his past smutis. One person will come suddenly when the earlier one retired, himself as no AS officer. He is fresh. But the cases which were pending, not solved in the presence of the earlier retired officer, he will solve them or not. Or the works that are to be accomplished, projects that are to be, he will do it. So in this way, one question is asked, three, four answers are given. One question is what? That Brahmana and Brahmani never had circumstances to experience. Without experience, how come the Smriti? Without Smriti, how did they do the Kalpana to be the king and queen? That the king and queen they became in the next life. So answer is, it is the Brahmadeva Sankalpa through them. It is not necessary theirs. So if Brahmadeva Sankalpa, has he got a Smriti? No, not necessary. Not possible too. Why? If he has to get it, he should be the earlier Brahma. But earlier Brahma got moksha. Therefore, his case is totally closed. If he is closed, then who is this Brahma? Kakataliyavat, from that infinite Brahman, the reality. Aham abhuvam karke, this Prajanata Prajapati, just like that expresses. He has no past of himself, but he has the power. Therefore, he can project, he can have the kalpana without smriti required. See that? This is the whole text when you keep on listening. Our thinking capacity, along with it, the whole universe in what way it's running from the spiritual standpoint, we start understanding. How our Shastras, our Sadgurus have understood this whole Srishti, the Srishtikarta Srishti. The science goes in different way. It never considers Srishtikarta at all. It goes into the Srishti only. And they never end up in any answer because without the Srishtikarta taken into account, only the Jagat, if you go, you will enter into only Shunyata. Jadata and Shunyata you will go into. Finally, they say energy is there. Finally, they have to say there is nothing. There, the Vedanta says that there is nothing but other than me. I am there to certify that nothingness. So, from nothing, I only projected everything. Means, I only projecting myself as this world. Other than me, there is nothing called a Jagat on its own. Where the science fellow stopped and could not understand, the Vedanta guides. That's why Vedanta starts where science ends. Narayana. So then abhuvam aham iti anyah prajanatah prajapatehe kakataliyavat kaschit bhavati pratibhamayah. So this is how the Brahma Deva arrival also uh, is told. And that from the Chaitanya Paramatma, this Brahma Deva arrival again is not a reality. It also is a projection. There cannot be two realities. Only one it has to be. And that one is Ekamevatvaya Sachidananda Brahma. If he alone is reality, naturally anything else other than him must be projected. Mithya. You can't say it totally unreal because it is seen, it is experienced. So for us, seeing, experiencing is never a problem. Giving reality to it in such a way that real reality is forgotten, that's a problem. In Vedanta, if the real Brahman is realized and the projected world is taken only as projection, reality is not given, and in that, if the play is going on, there is no objection. Why? Because that will not bind. I know it's not real. Atyanta abhava of the Jagat is possible. That is the ultimate Vedanta. No need to go into so that's how some of these jivas totally dissolve. They don't even take another upadhi. They are nothing. They don't want to come to the world and do anything. So they just dissolve and become one with the conscious self. Swamiji, one with the conscious self, if they emerge in, so as an individual, they won't be there. This is what was our morning Mandukya Upanishad. Why the Srishti is told by the Shruti Mata for those who are afraid of the dissolution of their individuality in the Brahman. But the ones who understand that being Brahman is blissful and being individuality is the cause of all samsara, he is ready to give up himself. It is spiritual Jiva Atma Hatya for the spiritual Brahmatma Anubhuti. Like in the world, some people think that मैं जी के क्या करूं जब दिल ही टूट गया वो खुदेगा मरेगा वो. That is the Deha Hatya. Okay? And in the Paramatma sadhana, it is Jivatma dissolution for remaining as Paramatma. Then he has already given up all the mamatano with the upadhis and all. Therefore, as an individuality also be attentive. उनको रहने का शौक नहीं रहता. And he knows also that individuality creates problem to himself and total. Therefore, he says, let me resolve it, let me become one with the infinite blissful Brahman. Like some people, so much they serve the world for a long time. They understand, यार इसका बकवास है सब कुछ करके. They just go into oblivion somewhere in the jungle, not traceable to anyone. अब क्या रखा है इस दुनिया दुनिया बकवास है, लेट मी बी इन माई सेल्फ. होता है कि नहीं संभव. There's so many people who are not seen now who are famous once upon a time by their own choice. They realized it. All this pomp and posh and paraphernalia has nothing but giving of misery only. I just don't want that. This is happening in this very world we see. All this about the merging of the individuality in Brahma Tattva, wherein even the Jagat Mithya for play Leela also he is not interested in. Some people are interested, they remain in that Brahmanubhuti, then in the Mithya Jagat they play. They may serve, they may do. After a lot of service, they say not required. है ना? Like some Maha Gurus of some ashram. In their peak age, so much they talk, they work, they travel and all. Or sometimes slowly come karte हुए, they appoint somebody as a head. When they are doing, these people sit only in the ashram. अब क्या बकूं मैं, कितना बोलूं मैं? हो गया, let the other fellow take over. These are all maturity. You also in your business, घूम घाम के इतना, when your children grow, you just give it to them and don't relax. You relax, no? नहीं तो बच्चे धक्का मारेंगे बच्चे. That is भगवान in that form enforcing वैराग्य in you. शर्म करना है, खुद ही छोड़कर आना चाहिए. Isn't it? Vairagya enforced. Swamiji, I never wanted to come to your class. But I'm coming because कोई नौकरी है ही नहीं. क्यों? मेरे बच्चों ने धक्का देके भगाया. रियली डंडा मार के नहीं, दे टोल्ड पोलाइटली ओनली, पप्पा आप बुढ़े हो गए, आपको दिख नहीं रहा, आप साइन भी कर नहीं पा रहे हो, आप घर में जाके बैठो. Anyway, positively, we give it up and they say relax. Isn't it? Only in some politics and some cricket, वो hang on करते रहते हैं. The highest wisdom is what? First day when I become famous and the world recognizes me, that very day I should select the next fellow and give him the charge and I should go away. Not that I go on, hang on, and on a big banyan tree under it, saplings never grow. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. ये बात किसी को नहीं समझ में आता. बहुत कम होते हैं. Like our Puja Gurudev and Adi Shankar Bhagwan, they immediately created next generation of disciples for the work to spread. They never went on hanging out to maybe Pithadishwar, मैं ही मठाधीश्वर बनूंगा करके. कोई होते 90 साल हो गए, he never leaves that matha, and the disciple is every day praying. भगवान इसको ले जा, इसको ले जा, but भगवान नहीं ले जाते, because the old man also is praying before this fellow कि मरते दम तक मैं ही मठाधीश पिठाधीश बनूंगा. ये सब आपको सुनने में जोक लगते हैं, but then this is what is the funny thing in the world. I'm just taking from one topic to the other, but the final thing is what? Here, Brahmadeva also is projection. So, evam abhyudite loke, in this way projected world, na kinchit na kadachana, कुछ भी कभी भी नहीं था. क्वचित अभ्युदितम नाम केवलम चित नभस्थितम. And whatever is projected is substantiated, supported by Chinnamaha, the Chidakasha only. Or Chidakasha alone is there if you properly see with your eye of wisdom. ज्ञान चक्षु से देखोगे तो ब्रह्म के अलावा कुछ नहीं दिखेगा. अज्ञान चक्षु के से देखोगे तो ब्रह्म के अलावा सब कुछ दिखेगा. That's the only. Now we have done 20 shlokas starting from 10th good number. कल हम और भी देखते जाएंगे. ओम शांति शांति शांति. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय, वशिष्ठ भगवान की जय, सरस्वती माता की जय, लीला माता की जय. वंडरफुल नो, मुझे तो अच्छा लग रहा है, थोड़ा थोड़ा बात समझ में आ रहा। आपको कष्ट लग रहा है, फिर भी मेरे लिए बर्दाश्त करके आ जाओ, सुनते जाएंगे। तो थोड़ा सा माता सरस्वती वर्ड, देन द ग्रेट शास्त्रास वर्ड्स, वशिष्ठ जी के शब्द हम सुन रहे, और किनके साथ पंक्ति में बैठे हुए सुनने को, साक्षात राम जी के साथ, बिकॉज राम जी इज ऑल्सो इन द रो ऑफ लिजनर्स ओनली, हिंदी वाला रोना नहीं, इन द लाइन ऑफ लिजनर्स। तो वी कैन हैव सिटिंग next to Rama if we listen to Yoga Vasishtha. With so many these type of joys in mind, keep on listening, and anything told not understood. One main thing to pakado na, Brahma Satyam Jagad Mithya Jivo Brahma Eva. To realize it to the core of our heart, to the extent that we give up the Jagat Mithya and we as Jiva merge and become one with Brahman. वो होने तक हमें सब करना। Thank you. Now let us see few shlokas of our next text also. 2 दिन 3 दिन में हो जाएगा वो भी।